everyone, welcome back to another plan with me. Today we will be setting up my bullet journal spread for August. So for August, I actually didn't really know what theme I wanted to do. I really didn't have any ideas at all until one day I was kind of doing a bit of online shopping. Well, a bit more like online browsing because I just pretty much spent all my money on stationery, which I did a stationery haul. I'll have the link in the description below in case anyone's interested. But I came across this milk carton cup thing on Yes Style and I was like, oh my god, like that's so cute, and that's kind of how this theme came to be. So I first started off by drawing the milk carton in the center, and then I used the Crayola Supertips to kind of color it in. For this spread, I mainly use for the entire theme, I mainly use the Crayola Supertips and also the Tombow dual brush pens. I'll have everything I used down in the description box below in case you guys are wondering, but yeah. July has been a really crazy month so far. We hit over 50k on my Studygram and also 1,000 subscribers here around, I think, 2 weeks ago, which is just insane. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. It truly means so much to me, and I honestly wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you so much for all the love. In the bottom right hand corner and the top left hand corner, I added in a few strawberries just to kind of fill in a bit of space, and then around that I just added some washi tape since I really like collecting washi tape, but I just feel like I never use them, so I decided to kind of incorporate them into this spread as well. Also, with the washi tape, I quite like to kind of tear it because that kind of gives the rougher edges, and I quite like that look rather than kind of cutting the washi tape with scissors or things like that. I just kind of tear it and then it's kind of more unique as well. On the opposite side, I have my quote page, and then for this page the theme was kind of like citrus and like orange juice, and it was inspired by the March theme that Julianne from Julianne Doodles did, so I kind of combined that and then the milk carton cup thing together to form one theme, and it's honestly become one of my favorite themes that I've done so far. The quote I chose for this month is, "It always seems impossible until it's done," and I just thought that it was kind of like a fitting reminder since I've been feeling really overwhelmed lately, especially with my folio subjects. And also, I know I spelt the word always wrong. I actually didn't realize until afterwards when I was filming the flip through where I was like the spelling looks a bit weird, and then I realized that that's because I had spelt it wrong. So I did just end up cutting out a piece from my bullet journal and then kind of sticking that over the top and then rewriting the letters the other way around. As you can see in the bottom left hand corner, I just drew in another slice of orange to kind of balance the orange slice that was at the very top, and then so they just looked a bit more balanced, and I really liked how this turned out, especially with all the colors. It just makes the whole month seem so much more fun. Moving on to the calendar spread, for this month I opted for a larger calendar just because I think it's kind of the month where we're kind of settling into the term, so I feel like there's going to be a lot more assessments and tests and things like that, and so I feel like this term will be a bit more busy, so having kind of like larger spaces for each of the boxes would be more helpful. I think each box ended up being around 6 by 7 dots, I think, so it was just so there was a bit more space that I could write in 2 or 3 events if they did happen to all fall on the same day. For the lettering of this month, I chose a kind of like bubble writing and then with drop shadows. Originally I didn't really plan on doing the drop shadow part, but I felt like after just having the kind of yellow orange color, it didn't really stand out as much, so I then added in a darker orange, and then that made the letters look a bit more 3D and fun, which is something I don't think I've done in my bullet journal so far, so that was kind of cool to try that out. For the color of the calendar, this month I went for a very contrasting color. Usually my spreads aren't really that like bold, so for this month I decided to try something different, so I ended up choosing this kind of dark blue color, which is the opposite color of orange, so they work really well together, and yeah, I really liked how this ended up turning out. Last month I ended up filling in the dates of my calendar wrong since I had Monday to Sunday in my bullet journal, but then when I read my calendar on my phone it was Sunday to Monday, so I ended up putting all the dates in wrong, so this month I was extra careful to make sure that I didn't do that again. Next up, I have a new spread in my journal, which is a content planner. I lost footage of me doing the whole spread, so it kind of jumps to the next part, but yeah, I decided to try out a content planner since I just felt like I was kind of getting a bit more disorganized, so I hope that having this kind of planner will help me keep organized with everything. And then on the opposite side I have my social medias page, which is usually where I write down all the post ideas or reel ideas or any ideas I have for anything. I kind of just put it on that page so that it's all in one place, since I find that the spread from the beginning of the year sometimes gets a bit too crowded and then I don't have enough space to write down everything, so I've just kind of opted to keep it monthly. Next, I have my playlist spread, and I think I started doing this 2 or 3 months ago, so I really enjoyed having one, so I decided to add it in for this month as well. But since I haven't really been listening to any new music, I haven't really put in anything in there just yet, so I'm kind of just waiting until probably August to add in everything. Yeah, feel free to leave down below any song suggestions you may have. I'm kind of in need of a few new songs. I've just been listening to Olivia Rodrigo's new album pretty much on repeat, so yeah, drop any suggestions down below. Around it, I just have a few kind of orange splashes just to tie in the whole orange theme, and then actually for most of this spread I alternate between orange and strawberry, but for this page I decided to kind of combine the two together, so the actual background of the spread is more around the orange theme, and then the actual music kind of, I don't really know what you call it, rectangle things are in pink to kind of tie in the strawberry part of the whole theme. On the opposite side, I have my brain dump page, and for this page I started off by doing the highlights for the letters first rather than doing the background, just because I felt like I was going to forget about the highlights if I did do the background of the letters first. So I ended up putting in the highlights first and then coloring in the rest of the letter the darker pink. And then around the page, to kind of tie in the story part of the theme, I just drew a few random strawberries around here and there, and I also used the white gel pen on top to draw the seeds, since I felt like that was kind of a cute little addition which I didn't really do with the other strawberries before, but I ended up going back and redoing all of the strawberries like that. Moving on to the weekly spread, I started off by drawing kind of circles, which I originally intended them to be kind of oranges, but I accidentally picked up the wrong color, so it turned out to be kind of more yellow than orange. I was planning on using the color that you're seeing now, but I just still ended up kind of doing the whole orange thing, except with more yellow circles. For the lettering of this page, I again did the same kind of bubble letter writing as I did for the calendar spread, and then I also did the kind of highlight things on top. This was actually a new weekly layout that I tried out in July, and I really liked it, but the only thing is it doesn't have that kind of space to write a events column or anything for like a running to do or habit tracker space. I mean, you could kind of do it at the top, but to kind of keep it more clean and minimal, I just didn't do that. But yeah, that's one of the things I would say about this spread. If you really like having a lot of space to write a lot of things, this is really good for the weeklies. A lot of additional things, then this might not be the best kind of weekly spread. Then around that, just to kind of fill in the space, I just added a few more oranges, which turned out looking a bit more like apples, but yeah, I just did that and a few leaves to kind of fill in the space there. For this month, I also filmed myself doing the weekly spreads as well, so if you're into that, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and also turn on post notifications so you don't miss that video. And here is the flip through for this month. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!